Hello knitters, Faye Lim from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. I have off my needles and some classes. Stay tuned. Okay, it's totally done, blocked. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I didn't get a picture yesterday with Christina. I was going to do that and it didn't happen. But it's a beautiful sweater. It's soft. Now this is Curion, which can be a little wire, like you feel it and it's like a little scratchy. But I made this very drapey. I put it on a bigger needle so that it really drapes a lot. And then the trick is when I wet blocked this because I had to do this trick. You know, look how, this is even beautiful on the underside. I actually looked at that and said, that could be a front. Couldn't that be a front? That could be a front. Yep. Oh no, I actually just found a drop stitch. Look at there. It's a drop stitch. Luckily, easy to fix. So you just take thread. You take thread, so you fix it up and then you just tack it with some thread. And that's that. So it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Don't have to tear nothing out. Can still wear it. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so you put hair conditioner, a touch of hair conditioner, because this is, you know, animal wool. It's hair, like our hair. And so you put a touch of hair conditioner in it. It makes all the difference in the world. It just is amazing how much it softens everything up. So that's why I wet blocked this for sure, was that. Now this one has many different, as I said, I use like 8 different colorways of Noro, which this is the Noro, which has this. So I used 8 different colorways, 10 skeins altogether. Some of the brighter ones I got 2 of. And then I figured out different ways to, there's 3 ways that you can deal with when you're changing a yarn at the beginning of the row and you've got the tails, to get the tails taken care of right then, so you don't have to deal with it later. So I had very little weaving in to do. Most of it was totally taken care of. I didn't have to think about it. So that was really cool. And I'll do a tutorial, or maybe we'll do a class like that, something like that. But anyways, or if you want to knit the sweater, come to a workshop and I'll show you. I'll show you all your options, because you have options. Just depends on which one you sort of like the best. But anyways, it's done. It's beautiful. Come in the store, try it on. It's lovely. Okay, the first class for the year is the heart pillow. And if you haven't seen before, I'm gonna do some pillow classes this year to get some techniques going for you. And it's a smaller project. It's not a sweater. It's just a technique. But you end up, instead of just like a swatch, you end up with something you can use. So this is the pillow. This is intarsia. We're going to do it as intarsia, which means that you'll carry the strand for this side, you'll carry strand for here, and you'll carry strands for here. You're only knitting with one at a time. You're picking up and dropping, and you have to do some stuff to make sure you don't get holes and stuff like that. But now it takes 2 skeins to do 4 squares. This is 9 squares. The other square was like the leftovers of the skeins that you've already used. So you could do four squares as a pillow, easy, 4 squares, and that's just 2 skeins of Curion. So you could also do, we have this one. So this could be a background color if you wanted to, and this could be your heart colors or whatever you want. You could also use a just a solid, like I think this is sort of cute because it's tweed. And you could do that. We have gray. I think we have some cream stuff that you could use. But anyways, it doesn't have to be the Curion. It can be solids if you wanted it to be. Intarsia, you'd still be learning the same thing. But anyways, there's options. There's lots of options. Okay, so this class is coming up on January 21st, 10 to 12. January 21st, 10 to 12, the first class of the year. Yay! Okay, the second class of the year, single class of the year, is going to be how to fix your knitting 911. So you will be working on swatches, and we will be learning how to pick up stitches, how to sew things together, how to fix this, how to read that, how to do things better. So it's a great class. You learn a ton, and let's face it, anytime you go to a class like that, if you come out with one or two things that change everything, the class was successful. That's my goal. So, but it's a good class. I mean, I've read it quite a lot of times, and everybody figures it out. So that's Knitting 911. I'll probably do another one in a few months, but I don't do a ton of these. But anyway, so Knitting 911 is on January 31st, which is a Wednesday, and it's going to be 4:30 to 6:30 here at the store. All right, 4:30 to 6:30, hoping that maybe those that are working can get off a little bit early, because even if I started at 5, you know, you have to get off a little bit early. But anyways, 4:30 to 6:30, January 31st. And last but not least is the heirloom blanket, which starts on the 28th. Our yarn should be in hopefully this week. Today's the 10th, so yeah, hopefully Wednesday, Thursday, it's in. Call the store to make sure before you traipse down here. But heirloom blanket, which is a 2 blocks a month blanket that we do. You learn a ton of techniques. You learn a ton of how to fix things. You get to where you can read patterns and track your patterns and learn different ways to track everything. You just learn a ton of things. And as I said many times, you come out at the end a much more confident knitter. And so think of this as a technique class that you end up with a blanket, but it's a technique class. It's a year-long technique class is what it is. And my favorite thing about this class is the first few months, I am busy the whole time. Help. Around July, I can actually sit down and, okay, you guys are doing good. Look at that. I'm not helping. And they're helping each other too, which helps. But you can totally tell the difference, you know, what's going on in the class to how long we've been in the class. So anyways, this is the heirloom blanket. It starts on the 28th, so it's the 4th Sunday of every month. And the yarn is Chow, which is totally washable, dryable, fabulous yarn. It comes in many colors. We will have those in this week, I'm hoping. And you'll need 2 size 8 needles because you'll have 2 blocks going. So you don't want to share needles. You just want 2 sets of 8 needles. And yeah. So come and join us. It is the best thing ever. And so as I've been saying, if you go to the end of the video, there'll be another video, and you can also, there's some people talking about the class and see pictures of the class and all that kind of good stuff. So if you're interested, just keep going past the credits and another little video will be there. Okay, my peeps, short and sweet today. And that's it for now. We're getting some more yarns in. But yeah, I'm excited. So also, if you haven't been on Ravelry lately, the sweaters that are coming out are unbelievable. There's so many really beautiful sweaters that have come out in December and January, October, November, December, January. And if you haven't perused, it's worth a peruse. You may find something you just have to knit, and that would be great. So that's it for today, and I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye. You're doing this blanket. It's a year-long class that you learn lots of things about knitting. Like you learn a ton of techniques, you learn about pattern reading. I find that everybody that takes this class, whether they're a beginning knitter or an advanced knitter, come at the end of the year and say, I've learned so much about knitting in this year. And so the blanket has, all the squares are different. There's 20 squares and all of them are different. You end up, we typically get 3 colors, and you see everything's really different. You got bobbles, you got cables, you got striping, you got lace, you got fair isle, you got stitch patterns, you have a cabled owl, and jacquard, you got all these stitch patterns. And one thing you definitely learn is what you like and don't like. Like if you'll figure out whether you like lace or you don't like lace, or you like cables and you don't like cables. Those kinds of things, you'll figure that out pretty quickly. But at least you figured it out on a little 10 by 10 block and not a sweater or something that you bought tons of yarn for and you're like, oh God, I hate doing lace. I don't want to do lace. Or I love doing cables. Thank God I got, So you figure out things that you like. Fair isle is another one that's a big technique, and lots of things are fair isle right now. So so you learn a lot, whether you're new to knitting or at advanced, have been around knitting for a while. I hear from everybody how much I learned doing this class. So you'll learn the pattern reading, you'll learn pattern reading, which is really, a lot of people's like, oh, I don't understand the patterns, which, yeah. You learn how to fix things, and then you just learn tons of different things. It's a year-long class. We meet once a month, the fourth Sunday of every month, and so you get to know everybody, which is really fun because you're on sort of a journey with a group of people, and it's the same people all the time. So that's really fun to do. And then by the end of the year, you actually have a finished blanket. And so it's just a lovely, lovely way to like learn, advance your knitting skills no matter where you are in your knitting journey. You know, you will advance your knitting skills by doing this project.
Okay, latest summer project, and I love this one because I'm going to wear it for beach cover-up, although I had to wear it today to show everybody. And I have learned so much in 10 months. I have made multiple sweaters and scarves and hats, and I can't get enough.
And a lot of it came from what you learned in the squares?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of stitches, a lot of, and then of course Tinking is a great teacher too. But, yeah.
Everybody takes out, you guys. It's all okay.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So,
I love this class because I learned color work for the first time so that I can make this.
Yay!
I was always scared of it, but it turned out great.
And what colorway is that?
This is the
San
Clemente Seaside here.
So yay!
So soft. Love it.
Amazing, amazing. Best thing ever. Thank you.
So when I started blanket class, all I knew how to do was knit and purl. First square, cable square. Next thing I knew, I was knitting an awesome sweater with the cable down the back. I've learned how to do lace work. I've learned how to do slip stitches. I've learned how to do color work. It is fantastic. I highly recommend it. I can't even believe I can pick up a pattern now and not go, huh? It's awesome. I've learned so much, and I'm actually sad that it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to learn more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm the brand new knitter since last year November. I started knowing nothing, but since I learned from Fei-Ling, I knitted blanket, the whole giant, every square. I learned all kind of stitches, so many of them. And I learned how to knit beanie, baby sweater, hoodie sweater, adult tank top. Just unbelievable. All my family was shocked. I can do that. They said, oh my God, you're actually able to do that and you stick with it? Fei-Ling gave me so much encouragement. So I thank her very much.
And the blanket class.
And the blanket class is Sunday every month. It was fantastic. You learn so much about any kind of stitches you can imagine. Color work, all kinds.
Yep.
Laces, cables, you name it, is all in there. So I thank them very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I am loving the square class. It has been so fantastic. I've been knitting about a year, and this class has given me so much confidence to pick up a pattern. And if I'm not coming to workshop on Thursday, and it might be a Monday, I'm not intimidated to look at the patterns and know from the squares different stitches, different pattern types, and it has been so fantastic. It's so creative. You basically can't mess up, and it's just tons and tons of fun. I highly encourage anyone who wants to know more about different pattern types, different stitch types, or just do something really creative and fun to definitely sign up for this class. I've loved it. Good luck.